You can increase your productivity by 5 or 10 times overnight by putting the 3 methods into action that I'm going to give you in my free course. So go download it right now by clicking the link just below here. I had a cool question come in, like, I'm in a relationship and it's a great relationship, but there are all these things that I'm dissatisfied with that and annoys me about him, right? Or it might be another question from another area of life. It's the same thing every time. I'm in this job, it's great, I'm making a good living, but I just, right? It's like, and my colleagues, you think you should be satisfied, but you're not, right? And most people would say, or most personal development coaches, success coaches and speakers would say, well, you should never settle. Always strive for the whatever, excellence, whatever, right? But that's totally bogus. That's just a really bad piece of advice when 95% of the population are settling all the time. So why can't you? Why are you watching these stupid videos with a guy that screams at you to make you move so you can go to another place, build another life, when 90% of people don't have any problem living there, or 90% of people, whatever, right? What's going on? Well, this is what's going on. Some people, we're born with character traits. Some of us are born to move, to do something else, to expand whatever's there. And you cannot settle. People say to me, oh, you're so persistent, Klaus. You're so patient. You're so, whatever, courageous in your life, right? You do all these things. But it's not a choice. It's just the way I am. And I get to pay the price in the chaos it sometimes creates, right? I get to pay the price because that's the price people don't want to pay when they stay put. And this is how it is. Some people are born with a temperament, that character traits that says, okay, I'm in this relationship, and these are all the good things that I enjoy in the relationship. These are all the things that annoys me, that bugs me, that I lack in my life, I think, that, I would really like to have in my life, but with the partner I'm with, I can't have it, or so I think. But then the pain of confronting my spouse, girlfriend, is just too much, is over here. Let's say that's right? And this is how much it is. That's a lot of pain. But the benefit I get would not, so I stay put because it's too painful to move. Some of us cannot not move. We will push through any pain to get to that place because there's a sense in us that we know that there's something better. Why else would we move, right? If we believe that this is absolutely as good as it gets, then we would stay put. That's perfect, right? But we know inside. So when you ask yourself, why do I always feel dissatisfied? Maybe it's because you know there's something better. Well, why always strive for perfection in everything? Well, because you have to, if that's what you do. So if you can't settle, if you keep, talking about how you should, and I'm so problematic, why can't I just relax? And it's amazing. He's a great guy. And you can go on and on like that. And you're wasting your time, basically, until the day you just, lean into the fact that you have to strive for the best. And so, that sounds so greedy, right? But why is it greedy? You only have one life. And if the best is within reach and you have that feeling that there's something more, then why would you not go for it? Why? Well, because all kinds of stuff happens, Klaus. Bad things happen once you start pushing and shoving, and, relationships break up, and you have to tell people the truth, and it just explodes in your head, and all kinds of drama happens, or you go bankrupt, or, you have no money. Your whole project of starting your own business was that you wanted to make more money, have more freedom, and then you end up in the opposite situation. How is that for a life? Well, that's just the life of people who can't stop pushing. So, and it's not like 2 categories. It's like a thermometer. It has different levels, and you need to figure out where you are. So stop listening to coaches and stuff. Just do it, man. Believe in yourself. Yeah, sometimes, for some people, right? And then we can point fingers. If we're in this category of us people who never can stop pushing, right? Then we can point to everyone else, which is 90% of the population, and say, why don't you just do it, right? But they don't, because they're different people. So you need to figure out where on the thermometer are you. See, down here, people can just deal with anything. They can just, stay in a really bad relationship and they do nothing about it. Or they can, it's just a high tolerance to pain, you could say, right? Then you go up here, and as you move towards the top here, you will just have different levels of what you can manage to settle for. And it's not bad to settle. If you really believe and you have a temperament and a character trait that makes it so much more painful to push through all the pain to get to the best, then of course you want to stay there. But you need to figure out, and here's the way to figure that out. If you just can't settle because you keep, I should say, if you keep, making arguments for, it's an okay relationship. This is, if you can't stop the dialogue in your head, then do something about it. Start talking, confront him, out of your comfort zone. If that doesn't work and you keep doing it, you do all kinds of stuff, couples therapy, whatever, and you just realize that I can't get what I need in this, and I keep pushing, and you might have all kinds of voices that tells you that you shouldn't. Because why are you to be so greedy, right? There's no other way for you if you can't stop the talk. There's no other way. You won't be happy there. Other people would. I hope this makes sense, because this is really important. It's not about believing some pre-created truth about life, because people are different. You need to figure out where you are and then just keep pushing if you can't stop pushing. And then really, be at peace with that. My life looks chaotic right now. That's my life. Other people have calm, dissatisfactory lives. To me, right? I have to do this. Because I promise you, if you do that, and if you do it with focus and determination, which you will, then you will actually get to plateaus. You will have the work that you want. Once you figure out what it is, and once you try it out and try something else, if that doesn't work, you will actually arrive at a place where, hey, this is the work of my dreams that I'm doing now. I have the freedom of my dreams. I have the financial situation of my dreams. I have the relationship of my dreams. Might take you a little while, but it's the only way if you cannot do the other thing. See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe.